Good morning, it's Paul Salazar
And I'm Kyle Amicucci.
with PSG Estates, and you're watching More Saturdays. This week's hottest topics are,
Price gouging after the fires in the Palisades.
and the massive increase in new listings in January year over year in the neighboring cities of Palisades. Kyle?
Yes, so we have now learned that the price gouging rule has been exempt. So Governor Newsom has now passed a new law and an exemption for the higher end estates if you were looking to lease out your home. Price gouging no longer is in effect if you have a 4 or more bedroom home, if your house is located in one of the surrounding areas in Los Angeles. So that's including Brentwood, and that's including most of the west side and the city of Los Angeles. And if the HUD acquired or decided that your house was worth $5,500 or more prior to January 7th.
And it will leave, or we'll drop all the zip codes down below in the comments. So what does this do to the current market for rentals, which, as we know, has been chaotic over the last few weeks? And this new price gouging law, well, not new, but the price gouging law it's well intentioned, but it is not effective.
Yeah, I think the big issue with this is that they were trying to protect people from price gouging and really shooting it really much higher than the property value was. The issue is that it's changed so much over time since HUD and their rules were in place. So these houses that would normally rent in the market north of $15,000 a month, they no longer could rent in the market legally for anything more than $10,000. So you have so many homeowners who wanted to lease their houses out, but based on the rules or the previous rules, they wouldn't be able to make as much money in a fair market value. So it was essentially lowering these prices for these homeowners, and people didn't want to put their properties on the market for lease less than a year because that rule still didn't apply for anything more than 366 days in the lease, but now that's for any time length at all. So it's going to open up a lot more inventory for leasing.
Yeah, I think it's great. But there's still some loopholes there that aren't good for homeowners. I mean, we have a lease that we have a client for, and we can't lease it out for what the client wants, which is market value for it, because he had it leased out for a very low amount, like I think over a year ago, right? April of last year, so less than a year ago. And that price is not what the market value is. No. So he is not able to lease it out for market value.
So essentially the HUD was lowering market rate value, so they couldn't even get close to market rate value. It was almost 50% on some homes and even more on others. So that's going to open up a more free market value to see what these leases actually do go for in fair market value and not put the government ordinance on top of it.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I expect a lot more inventory.
Yeah. All right, so the other big topic is the amount of new listings, not active listings, but the amount of new listings coming on the market
year over year.
Yeah, in January, year over year. We're going to be talking about the two neighboring cities or areas of Los Angeles and LA County from the Palisades. So you have Brentwood to the east, and to the south is Santa Monica. Very similar type neighborhoods, family type neighborhoods. So I'm going to tell you new listings in Brentwood in 2025, 74 compared to 40 of last year. That's an 85% increase.
So there are 85% more homes, new listings on the market this January compared to last year.
Yeah.
And I think we expected a decent January after the election and freeing up inventory, but this is a number that we weren't expecting.
No, we weren't. And we'll see how that shapes up. In Santa Monica, it went up 142%. This year, there were 63 new listings. Last year, there was 26.
Wow.
That is insane.
That is a lot of inventory opening up.
We looked over the last 5 years, and if you look at a bar graph, it is so much higher. We'll try to drop an image. I'm not sure if you can in the comment section below, but we'll add these stats in the comment section below. The sold volume also went up, which is good news, right? So there's more sales happening for these families. So in Brentwood in 2025, the sold volume was 72.64 million. Last year was 49.84 million, a 45% increase. In Santa Monica, this year it was an 85.93 million in sold volume. Last year it was 67.06. That's a 28% increase. I know Brentwood, there's a couple of big sales. We have Gwyneth Paltrow sell.
The $22 million, that sways it a little bit.
Yeah, and then the other one on Cliffwood for 17 point something million, right? Yeah. So those sway a little bit, but I think overall we're seeing there's more sales happening in these two areas neighboring the Palisades fire.
Yeah. What about the price per square foot difference?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna tell you about the average price per square foot. I'm gonna tell you about the median price per square foot, which I think is a more accurate stat on price per square foot. But these are shocking numbers.
Yeah.
All right. This year, the median price per sold square foot, not active on the market, but these are sold properties, was $1,561 in Brentwood. Last year was $1,138. That's a 37% increase in the median price per square foot. Santa Monica, they saw a 12% increase.
Still an increase, a big one.
A big increase, yeah. And that was this year at $1,609 a square foot. Last year was at $1,433 a square foot. So we're seeing more inventory, we're seeing more sold volume, and we're seeing a higher median price per square foot.
Yeah.
So what does that mean going forward?
You know, it really just depends on what you want to do with the house. You know, if you can list it right now, we're not seeing anything go over market value. We are seeing properties come on that are priced a lot higher. We are seeing things trade a lot quicker. Obviously, the inventory there's a lot more, so there's a lot more options. As before, there wasn't so many options to pick from. Now there are many options that buyers can come in. But we are seeing things trade a little bit quicker. We are seeing things that are priced well trade quicker and have multiple offers on that. But we haven't seen it push above the ask price yet. Have you?
We've seen a couple of things that are getting multiple offers, but we haven't seen any crazy numbers that we saw during the hot COVID market.
Correct.
So we'll see how that shapes up. And again, we're only looking at January.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at the median price per square foot, you're looking at a full quarter or maybe a half a year to really get the average of that like median price over a long period of time. So it's a good metric to look at. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact us. We'll leave our contact down below. Leave a comment and let us know if you want more Saturdays in your life.
Thanks, guys.